This is In Demand Uncut with Jim Gellatly at the cutting edge of new music.
There's no better time really to interview a person than at sound checks while bands are still sound checking right before the gig, especially when the dressing room's just next door to the stage. Nathan, how are you?
I'm good, yeah, it's just a bit of an extension, isn't it? It's just, you can feel it coming through the walls, but I'm great, I'm really good, thank you.
So this is the new band called Little Matador.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously Gary's off doing Tired Pony and doing stuff with Taylor Swift, and you're here playing stereo in Glasgow.
Yeah, very different. Different to what I'm used to over the last 12 years. Well, most of that. Yeah, no, it's great. We've had a lot of fun getting back into sweaty rock clubs, and we're having a blast, you know.
Well, you do say getting back to the sweaty rock clubs was one of your first gigs, though, not supporting Nine Inch Nails, and then you've done some dates with Jimmy Eat World.
Yes, well, yeah, I say that, yeah, but well, they're our own shows are sweaty rock clubs, but yeah, I mean, it's amazing to get those supports, obviously, and Nine Inch Nails was great. Part of Belsonic, it was we weren't really sure what was going to happen, you know. It was like our third gig, and the response was great. The response we've been getting generally has you know, it's blown us away. It's really great. So, is
Little Matador a solo project, or is this like a proper band?
It's a new band, rather than sort of side project. Obviously, I have commitments.
Yeah.
But at the minute we have time. We want to develop it, and that's why we're trying to do it as honestly as we can, you know, and get back to, you know, building a fan base and doing that way, you know. So it's and it's been really, really interesting making this record and playing with different people and getting back into, as I say, these rooms and trying to, you know, jump from them to then decent supports, and then, you know, so it's, but it, you know, it's refreshing, you know.
So should we look on it then as Snow Patrol being the day job and this being the hobby, or is it a bit more serious than that?
It's a more serious than that, but I guess that's kind of, Snow Patrol is my day job, which, you know, I still love. I'm still in it. This isn't certainly not a letter of resignation or anything for any Patrol fans that are worried, you know.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Well, you never know.
You know.
yeah, I might be eating my words, but I'm not intending to anyway. But yeah, no, you know, as I said, we're really proud of the record, and which should be out early next year, and we'll be back out doing shows. So, but it's great. This is our first Scottish show, so, and you know, Glasgow's a kind of adopted hometown for us, so it's pretty exciting, you know. So there's lots of interesting and fun people coming along tonight.
So who else is in the band?
Gavin Fox, who was in Idlewild for a while, Drummer Binzer, or Paul Brennan, for his real name, but he's played in loads of Irish bands like The Frames, Gemma Hayes, oh, you name it, he's played for them, you know. Dave McGee from LaFaro, who I'm sure you're aware of, and Troy Stewart, who the Windsor player and also plays a bit of piano. He's in Tired Pony.
Tired Pony as well.
Yeah.
Does that not make things awkward at the moment?
Well, Tired Pony are only kind of doing like 5 shows, and then that'll be that.
So they're not a real band.
They're not touring.
Yeah, they're not a real band.
They're not getting down to their rates. Yeah. Well, you know, I guess it's the same thing. You know, some of them are kind of, I don't think kind of really want to tour that much and have other obligations as well. But yeah, I was at the gig recently. I got up and played a song. Actually, Gary asked me to get up, so that was good fun. So, but yeah, so I mean, as I said, we're just really trying to just get out there and just want people to hear the record really when it's out. And
I don't suppose you ever lost the passion, but does this refuel the passion when you go out and do something like this?
Yeah, absolutely, it has. I mean, even making the record's done that, you know. I think it was the right time. I've been talking about making an album for a long time in various forms. It's, you know, I've tried it or started and then didn't do anything, and obviously then touring, you know, there's always an excuse to kind of, I'll do it when we're off, you know. But last year I just needed to do it. The time was right, you know, and I hadn't done anything else in those sort of 8 to 10 years with just being Patrol, you know. And Gary had already done Tired Pony, and I kind of relocated to LA for a bit, and I don't know, maybe the timing wasn't right or it wasn't ready, but last year I was just right, I've got to do this regardless of what's going on. So yeah, we made the record in January, February. It was done in under like 5 weeks, but it was over the space of 6 months because everyone else is in bands. So you know, so a bit of a logistical nightmare, but you make it work, you know.
So I guess you'd have gone into the studio before you'd done any gigs.
Yeah, so we got together sort of for 3 weeks to kind of write last year over the summer, just honestly to see if there's any chemistry. I mean, we've all known each other a long time. Most of us, I think it was only Binzer and Troy didn't know each other, and there's nothing like getting into a room and with the people you really want to play with and finding out that it doesn't work. So that was probably the most nerve-wracking part, really. But the chemistry was there straight away, which is kind of what fueled it, really, and we built on that. And we've done most of the writing in the studio. So,
which is what I was going to ask, because I was wondering whether the songs had come together before the band had formed, but obviously you wrote as you went along. Yeah,
I mean, there was a few songs that I had, Reasons being one of the ones that was pretty much sort of the song I had, but 60% of the record was done in there, and then I mean, I kind of instigated it, and we had riffs and maybe a couple of hooks and melodies and stuff, but we kind of built on those. So it was great to kind of just do that in the studio, and every album we've done, you can hear someone screaming in the background, but it's. So it was really refreshed to kind of do it that way, and it's just different people make it, everything changes. So, and I think as a musician, it's healthy to do that as well. Kind of learning things or playing differently, and so it was a lot of fun. And it was an intense record to make as well. It was tough at points, and fun and all the things it should be. I think if it's too easy, then you need a little bit of fight in it.
What's the response been like so far?
Great. I mean, all positive. A few surprises, or surprised people. Going, oh, we didn't expect this, but that kind of makes me more excited.
The sampler I've had so far, it's got that sort of, it's got the spirit that Snow Patrol always had, but it's a bit of a harder edge thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's still melody, but it's kind of coming from where I sort of left off before I joined Patrol, And I was in a band with Dave actually before I moved over to Glasgow, and but yeah, so I mean, it's dirty rock, and but it's it's not short melody. That's just the way we work.
Coming back and playing in Glasgow, is it almost like a spiritual home?
Absolutely.
Having spent a lot of time here.
Yeah, I mean, driving in today, I was just like, I was here a few months back just over visiting, and to try to get back when I can, and I always get a bit nostalgic when I hit it, but driving in today in the van with all the gear, it was kind of like old times, It was kind of like, oh, great. And so and again, that in itself's exciting too, kind of feels like I'm starting again a little bit,
Nathan, great to speak to you.
Yep, thank you.
And good luck with the album and everything.
Cheers.
Looking forward to the show tonight.
Yeah, well, I'll come back and talk again, obviously.
We're going to hear the track that's available as a free download from the website if you register, and the website is littlematadourband.com.
Yes, it is indeed.
And it's a song called Liar Liar. Tell me about this.
It's pretty
it's short for starters.
It's pretty short, and it's I don't want to go into too much about it. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a kind of a bit of a vicious song, but underneath, I guess. But it's just, we thought we'd give the song away for people just to kind of get a vibe. The first single will be Stitch Yourself Up, which will be in the new year. So
No, it's Little Matador on In Demand Uncut.
In Demand Uncut.